Hello everyone, Chris from Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here again, here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. We're getting a lot of positive feedback from each of the videos that we put up. We've surpassed 300 views of our YouTube videos, and we really appreciate it. People are watching, and we're glad they like what we have to say and what we have to offer, most especially here at Excalibur, here in Shreveport, Louisiana. In this video, we're going to cover May solicitations for hardcover collections, trade paperback collections, statues, and other specialty items you may not have known about but you may want to get. So keep watching this video to find out what's hitting the shelves in May. From DC Comics in May, if you're a fan of Harlan Ellison, you're going to want to check out Harlan Ellison's 7 Against Chaos hardcover. The Hugo Award-winning writer is putting out this book. It's a sci-fi epic story of 7 warriors that are fighting for Earth's survival. So if you're a fan of Harlan Ellison and his writing, check it out. Also from DC Comics, if you didn't want to get the individual issues and you've been holding out for the collections, before Watchmen Deluxe edition hardcovers are hitting shelves, and they're being grouped together by writers. So for one of the volumes we got Ozymandias and the Crimson Corsair. The writer is Lynn Wein. That's all going to be collected in one edition. The next edition is going to be Darwin Cook and Amanda Connor's work on Minutemen and Silk Spectre. The next edition that's going to be hitting the shelves is written by Brian Azzarello, and he wrote The Comedian and Rorschach. And the final volume, written by Straczynski, is Night Owl and Dr. Manhattan. So if you've been waiting for those collections of those series, you can get them all in May. They'll be hitting the shelves, and they're all grouped by writer. So check that out.
Coming from DC Comics, you might want to check out 2 different statue lines that they'll have available in May. The first is a continuation of the DC Cover Girls. This is going to be Platinum of the Metal Men. Also, they are going to do a new line called the Bombshells. These are Wonder Woman and Supergirl. They're going to be the first 2 statues, and they're giving you these characters with a 1940s, 1950s pin-up kind of look. Very reasonably priced for a statue. Usually you're going to find a statue that's about $250 bucks or more. These are only $124 or $125, so you definitely want to check them out. Coming from DC and Vertigo Comics, you might want to pick up the Animal Man Omnibus. This is going to be Grant Morrison's entire run collected into one giant hardcover. If you have $150 lying around, you might want to pick up Alan Moore's Promethea, the Immateria edition. This is going to be the entire run. They're going to have it in a horizontal format so that you can see every single little bit of artwork unobstructed by the fold of the middle of the book. Definitely want to check that out if you're a fan of Alan Moore.
Also from IDW Comics, continuing their collections that they've done in the past. If you're a fan of Tarzan and you're a fan of Russ Manning, you're going to want to check out the first volume of Tarzan, the complete Russ Manning newspaper strips that's going to hit shelves in May. This volume contains the work that he did from 1967 all the way through 1969, and like I said, it's the first volume, so check that out.
Out from IDW, Ashley Wood has a new hardcover. It's called Machine Witches. This takes his art gallery that he had in New York and shows us, puts in print the paintings that he had there. Many people feel that Ashley Wood is kind of the first to start that moody style that Ben Temple-Smith and others now have in the art or in the comic book world. You might want to check this out if you're a fan of his work.
Moving on to Marvel Comics, there are several Marvel Now trade paperbacks you're going to want to check out. First up is going to be the first volume of Superior Spider-Man. The first volume trade paperback hits the shelves. And if you've been behind or haven't been reading Superior Spider-Man, but you've heard all the controversy, now you can get it in a collected edition in May, all in one book. So check it out and see what everyone's talking about. Also coming in May from Marvel is the first volume of Thor, God of Thunder. We've been talking about it a lot. We love the book here at Excalibur. You should be checking it out. Jason Aaron and Assad Ribic are doing fantastic work, and if you haven't been reading it, now you can get the first volume of this series in collected edition. Also, some other Marvel Now trade paperbacks and collections you're going to want to check out is the first volume of Deadpool is going to be hitting shelves, the first volume of Captain America, as well as the first volume of the all-new X-Men. So if you haven't been reading any of those titles from Marvel Now hitting the shelves, now you can get on board with the first collections of the series. From Marvel in May is also a new printing of Spider-Man 2099 Volume 1 trade paperback written by Peter David. This collects the first 10 issues of the work that he did years ago. This is a future version of Spider-Man, kind of a future take of what Spider-Man could be. So if you're a fan of Peter David and Spider-Man 2099, check out this new printing of the first volume.
Do you like giant robots? Do you like giant monsters? If you do, you probably can't wait for Pacific Rim Guillermo del Toro's new movie to come out. If you can't wait for it, you need to check out the new hardcover from Marvel Comics called Pacific Rim Tales from Year Zero. It's a prequel that you can get your fill of the story before the movie comes out.
In May, Ad House Books brings us Super Mag, collected edition of work by Jim Rugg. If you're a fan of Street Angel, Afrocentric, the other work that he's done, then you're going to want to check out Super Mag. This is a collection of some new work as well as reprinting some of his anthology work, all in one collected edition.
Out from Drawn and Quarterly, you're getting your first Gilbert Hernandez book from this company. It's taking a look at a semi-autobiographical story of these brothers growing up in the 1960s suburbs of California. Should be a fun read. Out from First Second Comics comes Red-Handed, the fine art of strange crimes by Matt Kent. Matt Kent has recently given us great comics such as Mind Management from Dark Horse and Frankenstein, the Agent of Shade. And he's also going to be writing the backup stories for Justice League of America. If you're liking what he's writing so far, you'll definitely want to pick up this book. Fans of The Walking Dead will definitely want to pre-order this shirt. It's called Keep Calm and Call Michonne. Great title for the shirt. You want to walk around with it. Everybody knows who Michonne is by this point in time, and everybody will want this shirt. Pick it up from Excalibur Comics.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We really appreciate you taking the time to press play. Please be sure to subscribe, share, and like our stuff. If you're on YouTube, share it. If you're on Facebook, share it. Twitter, please share it. Also be sure to subscribe to us. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We're on Twitter. And we're on our website at www.excaliburccg.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, have a great day.
Out from IDW.
Dubba. Three. Moving on to Marvel Comics. Yeah.
Total blank. You can see it in your eyes there.